This is the eighth message that mankind has received from the future, and is another dark one. Why we get them is still anybody's guess. It appears to be post apocalyptic there. The people call what happened the big change. We can't tell yet what it might have been, and they've forgotten. Astoundingly, we seem to be there as the messages in the form of newsletters are being written or broadcast. We receive them in an uncanny mixture of both forms. The message. Hello. Hi, Craig. Do you know that we just had another iteration of the big change? You don't? I thought you were a smart boy. He says now that I mention it, he doesn't remember what happened before I said that. He says he just remembers that this is the society headquarters building and what the world is like, or at least was like before that iteration. But he believes now that there was one. Phew! He assists me, to put it kindly, in the writing of these newsletters for the society. We're a cult. I'm beginning to use the word now myself. What, letters? Already? Just two? Okay. Letter. Look, I heard that you judge people by appearances. Yes, we go by Oscar Wilde's dictum that only shallow people don't judge by appearances. Hee hee. Letter. I mean, what is artificial intelligence? It's just regular intelligence. Before the big change, there was apparently something else. Volume 1, number 21, 21st release. It's been a long wait, but we're finally ready to begin our promised post-masochistic training sessions here at the Society headquarters. It's been stand-up knockdown these past few months getting it in working order. We can all sit back now and lick our wounds. Obviously, no post-masochistic training session is going to be a picnic setting up, but this one has been particularly grueling, partially because we have so many other irons on the fire. We still subscribe, however, to the principle that if it doesn't hurt, it won't help, i.e., namby-pamby, save your money. So don't feel too sorry for us, unless, of course, you enjoy feeling sorry for someone, which gets us into the major topic for this issue of the newsletter. Aren't we clever? The importance of post-masochism notwithstanding, we've been beating ourselves silly with the subject lately. Wait, what are these letters doing here, Craig? Where is he? Letter. Really? Do you people actually believe what you say? In moderation. Letter. What is this quiet revolution in food that I keep hearing about, right? Nobody knows, but that doesn't shut them up. Is that all? Okay. So, if you're ready, we'll spring our surprise. Many experts in the field are beginning to determine that happiness through feeling sorry for someone may be in for a shot in the arm. That would be the crowd that feels sorry for someone without being able to enjoy it. These have always been hard nuts to crack, but therapy is scheduled to turn its big guns on them. Most therapists will apparently be using the argument that there will always be suffering. We thank the Buddhists and the original sin folks for allowing us to use their theory. It's not going to help the sufferer for other people to be down in the mouth. In other words, we're talking all gain and no pain, folks, which, and I'm giving away the whole ball of wax now, we have full confidence is achievable in every arena of existence without notable exception. Yes, Craig, or contra-exception. What, letters again? Two? What's going on? Letter. So I understand that the society is involved in financing a special purpose acquisition company merger. Craig? He says he's heard rumors that payoffs travel on cryptic rails now, whatever that means. I love the serious expression on his face when he talks about the world. Letter. I heard that French and English weren't really such different languages, right? In England in the 14th century. Craig, the Francophile, says that anyone speaking English today is mostly speaking French due to all the new words forced on people in England after the Norman Conquest in 1099, and also due to the translations from French. Anglo-Saxons have been imbued by French attitudes. You said something like that, didn't you, Craig? He says that for 200 years after the Norman Conquest, French was spoken by the elite in England, but slowly seeped into the English spoken by common people. The standard languages of today were created later, when national boundaries became firmer. Craig is so smart. The early 20th century Prime Minister, Clemenceau, said English might well be French, badly pronounced. The English did the farming and hunting, so words for animals are English: cow, deer, sheep. The elite French were more familiar with eating the meat, so they were named beef, venison, and mutton from the French. He says that in English, Saxon words are used for the concrete, French words for the abstract. Now you know why we keep Craig around here. Letter. I'm not practical enough. How do you, get to be more practical? You're in luck. We teach several classes in it, from how to be slightly more practical for beginners up to how to be as practical as possible, or at least as practical as is practical. Letter. Yeah, I heard that everything is evidentiary. Evidently. Alert. This is an exceptionally good place to skip ahead to more of our heralded letters column for those so inclined. We'll now add the lesser arguments as to why you should enjoy feeling sorry for someone. This section can also be skipped if by those already convinced. Common sense, which we still stand firmly behind, will tell you that sufferers like to see happy people. Statistics show that the single largest group watching TV sitcoms with canned laughter are sufferers. To conclude, toe tapping from our conclusion committee is now audible. Everyone has been sanguine about suffering for far too long, sadomasochists accepted. Suffering may turn out to be the road to salvation, but in a way unintended by its original proponents in our proud religious communities. Ouch. One of those darned conclusion committee people just snuck up on me. I forgot that we had them trained by ninjas. In my naivete, I didn't realize that ninjas pinched. Here is a letter that just came in over the wire. It needs to be dealt with before going on. Letter. So, yeah, I don't know if music makes me feel a certain way, right? Or if it, makes the world sort of seem a certain way. Does the society, you know, know? Kind of. Music, if just drum beats, is now known to have come to the rescue when early man first began making value judgments about life and found it wanting. Coping is said to be the reason for inventing the drum so soon after we came down from the trees, even before the idea of putting something on occurred to us. Now, on to another matter, loosely speaking, something widely practiced here. Somebody called us spiritually bankrupt the other day. We've always prided ourselves on rock solid common sense. At its most impressive, spiritual bankruptcy is automatically presumed. Genetic markers have actually been found. It's axiomatic that someone of great spiritual worth will be clumsy behind the wheel of a car, driving halts and starts. What's that, Craig? He's my main man here in these offices on this floor. No, 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 Craig, 1,000 times no. Craig means well, but he doesn't think bumbling people are especially spiritual, but rather just nice plain folks, good people, the kind you can trust, like him. Uh-huh. But Craig, if you don't have people like me clearing the way for ones like you, the wolves would have you for lunch. One of our great pleasures is protecting people like Craig, making them think that the world is a fine, decent place. I don't know why we do this. Now, wait a minute. Boy, people just can't kid with you anymore. Hey, no spitting. Now, that's great. We were in the midst of discussing spirituality and end up giving out probably the most earth shattering news mankind has ever received. Well, fine. We'll just see what transpires. A lot of us have been getting sick of the game anyway. Yes, Craig, wipe that smirk off your poor excuse for a face. I couldn't care less if you believe me. Believe me. Yes, Craig, I do realize that the spiritual thing is the topic of this edition of the newsletter. What I don't understand is why you think you can run the show all of a sudden. It wasn't that long ago that you were a sniveling little gutter snipe. Hey, peace, you stubborn mother. Letter. I'm like, I think that iterations of the big change cause us to forget. Yes, it's known that they cause us to forget at least some things, depending on the particular iteration. And they also cause us to remember some things. Yes, Craig, and they often change the world. Scientists are trying to find a pattern in them. Yes, and find out if the iterations are natural or artificial. Yes, and if they are man made. Letter. Huh? We didn't say anything.